I'm John Addis, owner and founder of Area 419. So the very first CNC machine I bought was a used TM2P off a machine broker, I don't know, in Arizona, I think. We were starting to make some products on it. It was mostly bought for doing some barrel work. At the time, making products on a mill wasn't even really in my head. I wanted to be able to do barrel fluting myself, M16 extractors, all those kinds of things that you kind of needed a CNC mill for. At the time, it wasn't a thought that it had to be profitable for me. It was just, I wanted a CNC mill. And once we got it, I realized, all right, well, I can make some cool stuff on this out of aluminum. We started making loading blocks. And then one Saturday afternoon, I got annoyed with an RCBS plastic powder funnel, and 6 hours later, the master funnel kit was born. Well, not the master funnel kit itself, but the aluminum powder funnel, kind of as you know it today, was born. Once we realized that product was going to be pretty successful, out of the blue, walks in the shop one day, Alberto from Haas. I didn't go out searching for him. He heard about me through one of our subcontractors, and he walked in, I don't know, let's call it a Thursday at 2 o'clock, and by 5 o'clock that day I had placed an order for our first VF4 Super Speed.
My name's Alberto Spolino. I'm a sales engineer for Haas Automation. I've been with Haas since 2012. So the first time I heard of Area 419, a mutual friend of John Addis's and mine, John Louch, told me that I need to go see this sharp young man who's doing some amazing things. So I took his advice and drove by John's shop, and that was the very first time that I met him.
Since then, we've bought eight or nine other Haas machines from Alberto. No matter what happens going forward in the shop, our machine decisions, I still call Alberto a friend, and I wouldn't change anything about the process we went through on machine buying decisions at all.
So when I first pulled up to the address, it was prior to some of the many renditions that he had already done. So it was just a house and a garage, and I didn't even know if I was literally at the right place. I went in and introduced myself to John, saw the machine that he had there, and first encounter was interesting. I knew right away that even though John's not an outspoken person, that I was dealing with somebody who knew what they wanted, and it didn't take long for us to understand each other. I knew what he wanted, and I knew what to expect from him, and he knew what to expect from me. So it went about as good as it could go from day one.
So I'm sure you've seen all of our latest machine buying decisions, the Grobe, 5 or 6 DMG Moris. They're excellent machines. They're high productivity machines, but just because we're buying those things now doesn't mean I would change how I started the business with Haas machines. Without the Haas machines, Area 419 wouldn't exist. Without the Haas machines, we wouldn't be able to buy these DMG Moris. You can't start a business buying Grobes and DMG Moris without having just a bulletproof idea with venture capital behind you. It's just not possible, and I don't encourage you to try it. The Haas machines are still in the shop today. Every single one of them is still churning out parts that we're shipping every day.
This is kind of a unique situation. It's the American story, right? So pulling up, I got to be honest, there was a flood of emotion, almost like a proud father, and it hits you instantly when you drive in this parking lot. It's breathtaking. It's an amazing piece of property. It's an amazing building, and never doubted it for a minute that this is just one of many steps, I think, along the way for you guys, because You know, when you do something right and you take care of your customers, you're just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And this is evidence of it. It's just amazing. So the experience throughout the years with John, from the very beginning, I knew that John was the whole package. And it's kind of like if Steve Jobs were able to design software and make computers and not just know how to market them. I knew John knew how to, what the customer wanted, what the look and feel should be like, and how to go about processing the parts to make them. And when somebody has that much confidence in what they're doing, all I can do as a sales engineer is kind of guide them into the direction that he needs to go.
So one of our favorite machines on the floor, and definitely Justin's favorite, is our DT1 drill tap machine. That machine came out of nowhere as far as productivity for us. We never expected to see. Honestly, we bought that machine because it was the only machine we could fit in the old shop. We moved a program from the VF2 to that and cut 30% off the program without changing a single thing. Since then, that machine has sat and made ARCA clamps and scope bases its whole life, and it's just an animal at making them.
Things progressed rather quickly, and he went from wanting some of the items that may not cost that much money at the very beginning into, you know, our top of the line products within a short period of time.
One of the things I always liked about Haas was the fact that they were, let's call it an OEM of everything that they sold. You never dealt with peripherals or anything that were not supplied by Haas. So some horror stories I've heard about other machine tool buying is you can't get good support from the builder because they can blame it on someone else that is making parts on their machines. Haas can't do that. They can't blame somebody for an issue with the control. It's all Haas. And it's also local support. Haas has what they call factory outlets, HFOs, that are local to you, but they're basically controlled by Haas corporate. With HFO Midwest, our Haas reseller, we've had excellent support. The applications guys are sharp, the service guys are sharp. Not that we had that many service issues, but when we did, there was always somebody there within a day or two to fix the machine, and just no complaints on that side of things. And it's definitely a big part of the decision when you buy a machine tool, is making sure that your service and support is going to keep you up and running on a day-to-day basis, because machines are expensive, and if they're not, the spindle's not turning, they're just costing you money.
He never had any issues, you know, expressing what he wanted and how he wanted to do it, and he's always been a perfectionist, wants everything right, which is great if you're his customer. It's not so great if you're his vendor.
As the first video in this series of Machine to Mailbox, we thought it was prudent that we should start with Haas machines, because that was where Area 419 started as a machine shop, was with Haas machines. And Area 419 wouldn't be where we are today without Haas machines. And I would say you haven't seen us buy our last Haas machine.